I'm Tim, welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5130/1R-001 Rose Gold World Time. This model, as you see it, in full rose gold, full bracelet configuration, launched at Basel World in 2012 alongside a white gold equivalent. So the watch is 39.5 millimeters in diameter. It's 10 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip. Just the case is 49.6 millimeters, but if we include the end links of the bracelet, the total distance across the wrist is a rather substantial 50.3 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see that it wears easily, though it is broad. And that's going to limit your options. So I would say your wrist needs to be 15 centimeters circumference or larger to wear this watch well. You can see from over the top, I have clearance, but not a ton. Down the barrel, again, I've got clearance, but not a ton. It is, however, quite thin, and with the domed bezel, slides easily under a dress cuff. Taking a quick look at the bracelet, you can see that it is a 5-link design. It has generous gaps between the links, so if you're in a hot climate, sometimes bracelets make a lot more sense. You're not going to sweat and wear out a strap. You can always just clean this, and the ventilation afforded by these gaps between the links makes it supremely comfortable in heat. Now you can see in profile that if you want to size this bracelet, you need a block and punch. It uses pins and sleeves. It's an idiosyncratic method of assembling a bracelet that Patek still uses, but it is a secure one. Here we have a ceramic spring-loaded pin snap inside the clasp mechanism. The idea here is that over time, the clamshell lock will not be able to wear down the pin snap because gold can't aggress against ceramic, so it will remain crisp over time. It's a double fold deploying clasp with this clamshell lock. It has the Calatrava Cross logo of Patek Philippe on it. We'll pop it back open, and you can see that internally the chassis is curved to match the underside of your wrist. We have end links that conform nicely to the case and create a more integrated appearance, and a fluid and impressive case that looks even larger than it is, precisely because Patek chose to use crown guard profiles. Even though this is not a sports watch, it gives the watch more volume, body, and presence. So although it's a 39.5 millimeter diameter, it looks like it's over 40. We have a domed bezel right here, and you can see there is a pusher adjuster at approximately 10 o'clock on the dial. This is the Louis Cotier world time system that watchmaker Cotier developed back in the 1930s. So you have this counterclockwise rotating reference ring, and you can see, I'm going to make some adjustments here. As I advance my local time, that 24-hour ring, half of which is night, half of which is day, it rotates counterclockwise. So you can see right here now, it is 6 o'clock in the evening in New York. You put your current city up at 12 o'clock. I'm in Philadelphia, so we have 24 principal reference cities for 24 principal time zones. And because I'm in Philadelphia, I'm using New York time. So you can see here it's 6 in New York, and I know it's 6 in the evening because it's 18 rather than 6. So it's just about dusk. At 7, it's going to decide that it's just about night. That's what this set of semicircles does. Dark is night, silver is day. Now, if I want to change my reference city, let's say I want to go visit my friends in Switzerland, in Geneva. Well, I'm going to use Paris time there. Now the watch does all of the math for me, and you can see it is exactly midnight in Geneva. So you just change your reference time, and the hour hand jumps. If you want to make manual adjustments, you do that through the crown. You can see that the watch includes a lovely guilloche center with the irregularly sized rayon pattern. We have rose gold hands with matching solid rose gold applique indices. The outer track is metallic, and the timepiece features a number of different cities. And these world time reference ring cities tend to drift and change over time. Sometimes new cities are added, other cities are subtracted, and sometimes, as in the case of Moscow particularly, the cities tend to jump around as they can't really decide what their GMT standardization is. Taking a quick look at the reverse side, we can see the Patek Philippe caliber 240 HU Heure Universelle. That's what the HU stands for. It's a micro rotor automatic that gives you the thin profile of a manual and the big open case-back vista of a manual, but with the convenience of an automatic. It winds using a 22-karat gold mass, a 48-hour power reserve. It beats away 21,600 vibrations per hour. It pivots on 33 jewels. It's adjusted in a high horology and chronometer standard 5 positions. It bears the Patek Philippe seal. We have a Gyromax-style free-sprung balance that beats away at 3 hertz. That's 6 beats per second. And it's a free-sprung architecture that Patek first introduced in the early 50s. It makes for very precise adjustment as well as durability, and its chock finishing is high grade. You've always had 2 different types of automatics in the modern era at Patek, mass-produced center rotors and lower volume micro rotors, and we have the micro rotor here. You can see the beveling is particularly good. We also have Côte de Genève, we have engine turning on the base plate, satination on the wheels, and we have black polished screw heads, black polished locating pins for locating the balance cock, and then all of this water resistant down to 30 meters. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.